Healthy soil is the foundation of a thriving garden, but over time, soil can become lifeless, compacted, and devoid of the nutrients plants need to grow. Whether your garden beds have been depleted by years of planting, exposure to harsh chemicals, or simply neglect, the good news is that you can bring your soil back to life. The key? Natural compost, a rich organic powerhouse that replenishes nutrients, restores microbial activity, and creates a living, breathing ecosystem right beneath your plants. If your soil looks dull, doesn't drain well, or struggles to support plant growth, don't worry. This guide will show you how to create and use compost to transform dead soil into a nutrient-rich paradise for your plants. Before you can fix lifeless soil, it's important to understand what caused it to deteriorate in the first place. Soil can become dead due to several factors. Loss of organic matter. Years of planting without replenishing nutrients depletes the soil of essential organic material. Compaction. Heavy foot traffic, machinery, or lack of aeration squeezes out air pockets, suffocating plant roots and beneficial microbes. Chemical damage. Pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, and herbicides disrupt the natural balance of soil life. Erosion and leaching wind, rain, and irrigation can strip away topsoil, carrying valuable nutrients with them. Fortunately, no matter how bad your soil looks, composting can reverse these problems by reintroducing life and fertility. Compost works wonders for the soil by enhancing its structure, increasing its water retention capacity, and providing essential nutrients. It's like giving your garden a health boost, making plants stronger and more resilient. Compost is more than just decomposed organic matter. It's a living material teeming with beneficial microbes, fungi, and nutrients that work together to repair and enrich the soil. Here's what compost does for dead soil. It restores nutrients. Compost provides nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, along with essential trace minerals. It improves soil structure by loosening compacted soil, increasing aeration and water retention. Compost encourages beneficial microorganisms. Healthy soil is full of bacteria, fungi, and worms that break down organic matter and make nutrients available to plants. Compost can help neutralize acidic or alkaline soils, creating a better environment for plant roots. Now that you understand why compost is so powerful, let's dive into the best ways to create and use it. Alright folks, let's get into creating nutrient-rich compost. This is where the magic happens in your garden. By combining the right mix of green and brown materials, you'll create a compost that's just perfect for your plants. Remember, patience is key. Give it time to break down, and you'll be rewarded with rich, dark compost that your garden will absolutely love. Good compost starts with the right balance of organic materials. To make your own nutrient-dense compost, you need a mix of green and brown materials. Green materials, which are nitrogen-rich, include fruit and vegetable scraps, grass clippings, coffee grounds, and manure. Brown materials, which are carbon-rich, include dry leaves, shredded newspaper straw, and small branches. These add carbon, helping to aerate the compost and prevent it from becoming too wet and smelly. The key is to layer these materials in your compost pile or bin, keeping a ratio of about 2 to 3 parts brown to 1 part green. Turn the pile regularly to introduce oxygen and speed up decomposition. For faster composting, consider adding natural accelerators like aged manure, finished compost, or compost tea to introduce beneficial microbes that jumpstart the process. Applying compost to revive soil is a crucial step in maintaining a healthy garden. Once your compost is dark, crumbly, and smells earthy, it's ready to use. Here's how to incorporate it effectively. Top dressing. Spread 1 to 2 inches of compost over the soil surface and gently rake it in. Trench composting. Dig small trenches in your garden and bury compost directly in the soil. Compost tea. Soak finished compost in water for 24 to 48 hours to create a nutrient-rich liquid fertilizer. Use it as a foliar spray or soil drench to boost microbial activity and nutrient absorption. Mixing into soil. If starting a new garden bed, mix compost thoroughly into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil. This provides an immediate infusion of nutrients and improves soil texture. To boost the effects of compost, you can add a layer of mulch on top. This helps retain moisture and keeps the soil temperature stable. Compost alone can work wonders, but combining it with other organic soil amendments enhances its power. Worm castings. These add concentrated nutrients and beneficial microbes, improving plant health and root development. Biochar. This carbon-rich material retains nutrients and moisture, making compost even more effective in poor soils. Mulch. Applying mulch over composted soil prevents erosion, retains moisture, and slowly breaks down into additional organic matter. Cover crops. Planting legumes, clover, or ryegrass in the off-season adds organic material and nitrogen back into the soil when tilled under. In the timeline and final thoughts section, we'll bring together everything we've learned, from preparing the soil, to planting, watering, and now mulching and cover crops. Remember, gardening is a journey, and each step you take brings you closer to a thriving garden. Keep experimenting, learning, and enjoying the process. How long does it take to see results? Soil recovery doesn't happen overnight, but with regular composting and soil building techniques, you can see noticeable improvements within a single growing season. Plants will appear healthier, growth will be more vigorous, and soil texture will become softer and more crumbly. For severely depleted soil, consistent composting over a year or two can fully restore fertility and microbial balance, creating a garden that thrives with minimal intervention. Reviving dead soil with natural compost is one of the most rewarding gardening practices. Not only does it reduce waste by recycling kitchen and yard scraps, but it also builds a sustainable foundation for long-term soil health. Whether you're dealing with compacted clay, nutrient-deficient sand, or lifeless garden beds, compost can restore fertility and transform your soil into a powerhouse of plant growth. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe to Botanical Bliss for more expert gardening tips. Share this with fellow gardeners and let's keep growing together.